We got a developing situation in Cleveland. Are the Browns working to end Deshaun Watson's contract and bring Jameis Winston back as QB1 instead? This is wild as we roll immediately. Take a look at this from Pro Football Talk from NBC Sports. The Browns are insane if they don't re-sign Jameis and make him the starter. They got to pay him. They do not have to play him. That's important to note. Meanwhile, Troy Aikman on Monday Night Football called Deshaun Watson a what? Listen.
I get it. This year hasn't been what people thought coming in, but the albatross is Deshaun Watson.
Wow.
If you go to Jameis Winston earlier in the year, does this look different?
Wow, and that's a question everybody's asking, right? Meanwhile, this from ML Football. History made. The most games ever. 4 touchdowns, 450-plus passing yards. It's Peyton Manning, and now it's Jameis Winston. But wait, Jameis Winston actually did this. As we continue, presented by Twin Peaks, your UFC fight headquarters, UFC 310 this weekend. Go watch it at Twin Peaks. Jameis Winston clowning for the camera. You got to see this.
All right, you look at the final.
What is he doing?
Weeks,
What is he doing?
A date with Indianapolis.
Look at this.
That's a big one.
He's eating Dubs. He's got crab legs.
Conversion late at New England to win by
one. Oh my God.
They really.
He's one of one. Meanwhile, Winston in postgame, you have to hear. He said what?
I know I'm better than this.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just praying for the Lord to deliver me from pick sixes. That's not me.
Oh, no, it's not you. But meanwhile, there's a dude ecstatic that you threw the second pick six. This dude had a $20 parlay to make $25,000. Look at Luis. Look at, if you look at the monitor, you can see they're running it back. They're running it back. Yeah. $25,000 on that pick six. Appa Stats points it out. This is the truth. Winston threw for 497 yards on Monday night. The Broncos had 171 interception return. That 668 is the most passing by any quarterback in the history of the NFL. He's entertaining, if nothing else. But wait, because Browns employees are now confirming that Deshaun Watson is not the answer. As we continue, presented by X Golf. X Golf West Palm Beach, the new home of indoor golf, is X Golf. Browns analyst Nathan Zagura. Watson will not be the guy. Listen.
I'm not sure we know what our path forward is at quarterback, and that is the biggest question that's going to face this franchise over the next few years. But I think it's pretty obvious now that we know what our path forward is not.
Wow.
And that is, unfortunately, painful but valuable knowledge.
He's saying no matter what we do, it ain't going to be Deshaun Watson. And then there's this from Roto Pat. Of the 235-yard receiving performances this decade, twice it has been a Browns receiver after Deshaun Watson suffered a season-ending injury. That's what it is. And then our producer, Mike Rizzo, his dad, the legend from Cleveland sports, Tony Rizzo, with this on the Browns fans actually enjoying losing a game.
That's what this media, that's what these fans have, this is where they're at. They've been down so GD long that it looks like up to them.
Oh,
the
wow.
guy threw 2 pick sixes. He prayed to the Lord to make it stop. And you guys are happy.
That's Mike's dad. You can't see Mike. He's right there. That's his dad. Down so long, it looks like up. That's amazing. But wait, ESPN Cleveland says they simply cannot bring Watson back now as we continue. Presented by St. Lucie Battery and Tire. Home of honest, reliable service since 1970. Go to slbt.com. Rich Eisen points it out. Winston is just flat out entertaining. Listen.
Is Jameis Winston the most entertaining player in the National Football League?
Yes.
The games are always exciting. He's making every throw.
Yep.
He's throwing it to the other team.
Yeah.
The other team's returning it for touchdowns.
Yeah.
Then he's just forgetting about it and throwing another touchdown.
Yeah, and then we've got all this God talk, praying to God, talking to God, please deliver me from pick sixes. Shannon Sharp points this out about God's role at the Cleveland Browns. Listen.
I want to stay out of this.
I don't know how much football God watches, but I don't think he's a Browns fan.
Ain't that the truth? And then this, Nick points out, Nick Paulus from ESPN Cleveland says, win or lose, Winston experience proves they can't go back to Watson. This is so important, the last paragraph. Listen to what he says here. This has to be about the team and not about proving the trade isn't the worst deal ever. Because it seems like the Haslam's like, we got to play him just to prove it wasn't. We got to do it. The question is on the board. Question, what should the Browns do now at quarterback? It's simple. You're going to have to eat the $93 million if need be. You cannot bring Deshaun Watson back. You have to re-sign Jameis Winston. He's your franchise guy. Look at the energy. Look at the vibe. Look at the positivity. Look how the fans feel and the city feel. And he gives you a chance. They're better in every aspect, every phase of the game under Jameis Winston without question. Browns, eat this. Go ahead. Make it go away like Watson. and keep Jameis Winston, who, by the way, said, I've embraced this city. I think what he meant to say is the city's embraced me, but that's Jameis, and that's why they love him. That's the answer. Jameis Winston, he's your QB1 for 2025. Hit subscribe, comment. I've replied to all of those. Tell me where I'm wrong. And remember, kids, while every day above ground is a good day, some are just more questionable than others. Second after the bad guy. See you back here on Friday.